Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today we're going to do quite a tough mat-based class that's going to really focus on strengthening our core stability and pelvic floor muscles. We're also going to look at challenging that control of movement as well with some of our exercises today. So make sure you go to a level that suits you, particularly with some of those tougher movements in today's class. We're going to start by warming up and standing and then come down onto our mat to continue the class from there. So I hope you enjoy it today. So when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to bring our toes apart and those heels apart. So those feet at that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight coming to the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just slowly forwards and back. And just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that weight's going nice and evenly down through your feet. Knees are soft, but not locked back. Hands up onto your pelvis, very gently tilting that pelvis forward, then tilting it back. Again, just finding that midpoint between those two movements, so that pelvis in that nice neutral position. That core's gently engaged, ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck long. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to float our hands up to shoulder height and just warm up here with the bow and arrow stretch. So breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to reach one arm round and back, looking round with that head, and then coming back to that centre. Opening out, round and back, and then back to that centre. So just rotating through that upper spine, opening out through that chest, just going to where it's comfortable, reaching around and back and forwards. Breathing out as you're reaching away, breathing as you're folding back. Good. Looking around with that head, just stretching that neck gently there. Good. We'll just do a few more here, reaching away, folding back. Good. And let's do one more each side. And folding back. Back to that centre, then relax those arms back down. Good. Okay, so we're going to still keep our feet in this hip width distance position, and we're going to drop down into a few squats. So we're going to reach our hands forward, drop that bottom down behind and back up. So imagine you've got a chair behind you, you're sitting back into that chair and coming back up. Those knees are going over those toes, not knocking in or widening, keeping that hip width distance apart. Good. So obviously the lower you go, the harder it is. So just go to where you're comfortable. Dropping down, lifting up. Good. Keeping those knees going over those toes, sitting back with that bottom. Good. Reaching forward with those arms if you can. Dropping back and up. Lovely. Dropping down and lifting up. On this next one, let's drop down, hold it here. Breath in and out. And again, breath in, out and lift back up. Lovely. Let's do one more of those holds. Drop down. Breath in here and out. Good. Breath in and out. And then lifting back up. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider. So you're going to go another feet in and out again. Have those feet so they're 45-degree angle, just pointing in that direction slightly there. Okay, so we're going to drop down into our side plie. Reach over with one arm. Have a nice stretch there. Back to that centre. Opposite side. Reaching over. Breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Now stay here if you can. And we're going to raise a heel, then the opposite heel, and then both together. Good. One heel, opposite heel, and both together if you can. Good. And again, one heel, and then the opposite heel, and then both together if you can. Lovely. And then we're going to come back up. Excellent. Okay, let's do that again. So breath in. As you breathe out, drop down. Let's reach over with one side. Breath in here. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Opposite side, nice stretch out here, breath in and out. Staying here if you can. We're going to raise a heel, then the opposite heel, and then both together. Good. And again, one heel and opposite heel, and then both together if you can. One more time, one heel and opposite heel, and then both together if you can. And then we're going to raise back up. Fantastic. Let's see if we can do that one more time, okay? It's tough, so we're going to break your breath in. As you breathe out, drop down into that side plie. Reach over, breath in and out. Good, opposite side. Reach over and out. Hold that here. We're going to raise one heel and the other heel, then both together. Good. One heel, opposite heel, both together. Well done. One heel and opposite heel, and both together. Last time here, one heel, opposite heel, and then both together, and then slowly, coming back up. Fantastic. Okay, so we bring those feet back to that hip width distance. I'm going to come side onto you so you can see me a little bit more clearly here. So the leg you're standing on, to work hard with this exercise. Make sure that knee's soft. We're going to bring one leg in front and we're going to lift up and tap down. So just bringing that hip up and lowering. Good. Reaching up, tapping down. Good. Lifting up and lowering. Now, if you can from here, we can either stay here with this or we can reach up. Then we're going to reach forward, extend that leg away, coming back and lower down. Good. Okay, now if you can, we're going to lift up, reaching away, folding back and lower down. Good. Okay, so remember, if that feels too much, just stick with raising that hip and lower. All right, so really challenging that balance on that leg you're standing on. Controlling, whoop, back down. Well done. Lift up, reaching away. Make sure that knee is soft on that opposite leg, not locked back. Reaching away, breathing in as you fold back down. Good. Breathe out as you reach away. Breathing in as you're folding back, lower down. Let's do one last time. Lift up, reach away. Breathing in as you're folding back down. Fantastic, well done. Let's do the same on the other side. So opposite leg we're going to lift. This leg's working hard to support you, that knee's soft. We're going to start by just lifting and lowering. So flexing that hip, lowering back down. Good, and again, lift up and lower. Lifting and lowering from there, well done. Lift up and lower, good. Reaching those hands and lowering down. Now again, as before, we can either stay here with this level, or if you can, we're going to lift up, reaching away and folding back, nice and controlled, good. Breathing out, just extend that leg, breathing in as you're controlling back, good. Breathing out, breathing in as you control, very good. Really keep that core engaged, concentrating on that control of movement and down. Good, and again, lift up, controlling away and back down. Excellent, last few. Control as you breathe out, breathing in as you're folding back. Lovely. Reaching away, controlling, come back down. That leg's working really hard, you're standing on. One more time. Lift up, reaching away, folding back and lowering back down. Well done. Okay, I'm certainly feeling warmed up through those legs. So we're going to come back just a little bit onto the mat. So we're going to roll down from here. So we'll start with just a few roll downs just to get our backs moving. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, drop that chin down, just rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in at the end here, and as you breathe out, slowly restacking that spine, gently back up into standing. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, really curl into that C shape, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in here, and as you breathe out, slowly restacking that spine back up into standing. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, curling down, really, really rolling that spine slowly down towards the floor. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, gently restacking back up into standing. Okay, one more time, we're just going to come down to the floor, stay there, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down again and curling into that C shape, rolling those hands down towards the floor. Come down to that end point wherever you're comfortable, just soften those knees, breath in here. And as you breathe out, soften those knees further. We're going to walk our hands out and down into 4-point kneeling, and we can continue our class here. Okay, so we're continuing the class in this position. So we're having my hands underneath those shoulders, knees are underneath those hips. Make sure those elbows stay soft throughout, so the insides of the elbows are facing each other, so they shouldn't be locked out through those arms. That core's gently engaged, so just raise that belly button just gently up towards the spine, and that tailbone's just tucked under gently here. Okay, so we're going to bring our hands just slightly in front of those shoulders, another hand and a bit in front. Tuck those toes under, and we're going to come up into a plank position from here. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift the knees, reach forwards, breathe in to hold here. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Fantastic. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, controlling down. Now make sure you're still keeping those elbows soft, reaching forward. They shouldn't be locking back. Breath in to hold, and as you breathe out, slowly back down. Very good. Now on this next one, we're going to add in a little upper limb challenge. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, lift up, reach forwards. Now holding this position, if you can, we're going to tap one hand onto my shoulder, opposite hand, and again each side. Good. And one more time each side. Good. Breath in to hold, and as you breathe out, lowering back down. Well done. Okay. And again, tucking those toes under, breath in. As we breathe out, lift up, reach forward, just hold this position, breath in. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Well done. One, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forward, breath in to hold here. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Now on this last one, we're going to add in our legs this time with a little mountain climb. So breath in, as you breathe out, reach forward, holding this position. We're going to bring our knees forward, alternating sides, tapping that foot in each side. So let's do 8 here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to there, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, lower those knees back down. And let's drop down and stretch out into that child pose. Well done, that was tough. Breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down. So remember, there's a few variations there we can add to that plank if you want to. So breath in. As you breathe out, sinking down. Just a little bit further from there. Well done. And again, dropping down. Good. Okay, so we're going to come round onto our sides. Before we come down onto our sides, we're going to do a little side bend here. So I'm going to put my elbow underneath that shoulder directly. My knees and my hips just very slightly bent here, because when I lift up, I want to come into this diagonal with my head. So my hands just resting on the top there. We take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift those hips up, reach that arm over, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, coming back down. So you can see that my body comes up into that diagonal. That's what we're looking for. So breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, dropping back down. Lovely. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, coming back down. Lovely. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, slowly coming back down. Good. Okay, so still making sure the elbow's under your shoulder. As we come up on this next one, if you can, we're going to add a few little hip dips. So we're going to lift up, hold this position if you can, and we're going to drop your hip down and lift back up. So see if we can do 8 here. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up, bring that arm back down and lower those hips. Very good, well done. Okay, so let's come down all the way onto our sides. If you're using a little block or a pillow, you can use that now. I'm going to drop down, pop that head between your arm and your head here. We're going to bring our knees up, starting with our clam movement. So feet and hips roughly in that line. Those hips are staying stacked on top of each other. If you drop that top hip down, you feel that underneath waist just lift there, and that's what we want to keep that position. So feet together, we're going to just start by lifting that top knee and lowering in that clam. So we want to feel it in this back pocket side area. If you don't, you may just need to bend or straighten your legs a little bit, so you can just fiddle with that slightly if you need to. Otherwise, we're lifting and lowering that top knee from here. Good. So lifting and lowering, still keeping those hips staying stacked on top of each other. Imagine you've got that sort of skewer going through those hips and not letting them roll back. Good. Well done. Now, if that's comfortable there, we can raise those feet up to hip height, lift up and lower back down. So lifting and lowering through that top knee as we're keeping those hips stacked. Well done. Good. Lifting and lowering, going a little bit further through that range, just challenging those glutes here. Well done. Good. And again, lift up that top knee. This time, if you can, keep it raised. And we're going to stretch and tap the foot for 8. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower that knee down, lower those feet down. And if you can, we're going to do last few together with those feet down, lifting and lowering. Still keeping my hips stacked on top of each other, not letting them roll back. Imagine you've got that imaginary wall behind you. We're not rolling back into it. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Last few. Good. And let's do one more here. And then lower that leg down. Well done. Drop that leg in front. Give a little stretch out there. And we'll lengthen through that lower leg. So while we're just resting this top leg, we can lengthen that lower leg and do a few little pulses of that inner thigh. Still keeping that core engaged and that upper body relaxed as we're just pulsing through that lower leg here. So we're just breathing in and out, just pulsing through that lower leg. Well done. Breath in and out. Just pulsing that leg there. Well done. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Good. One more breath in and out here. And then just relax that leg back down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to straighten both legs out together. Just have the fronts of your feet just slightly in front of you, so those hips are just marginally bent there, just sort of 10%. Keeping those hips stacked, we're going to lift this top leg just to that hip height and then lower back down. So top leg lifted, lower back down. Still keeping those hips stacked, that core gently engaged. We're just controlling this movement as we lift and lower. Good, and again, lift up and lower. Well done. Very good. Now on this next one, if you can, might want your hand in front for a little bit of balance, but try not to push through your hand too much. We're going to lift this top leg, bring the lower leg to join, lower them down together. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower them down together. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Good. Keeping those hips stacked, top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Good, so nice and controlled. If you don't need your hand there, you can just rest it. Keep checking those hips are staying stacked. Make sure you're not lifting that top leg any higher than hip height, otherwise you're making it really hard for yourself. So top leg just going to that hip height, lower leg to join, lower down together. If it starts to feel too much, just lift that top leg. And we can bring the lower leg back in if you can. Good, and lower down together, keeping that core engaged. Lifting and lowering. Well done. Lower down, control together. Good. Last few. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lowering down together. Well done. Lowering down together. Well done. Let's do last couple here. Controlling that movement. One more time. And lowering down. Well done. Bend those knees up. Just have a little rest there. Very good. Okay, so let's go around onto our opposite side to do the same again. So we're going to come round. Leave that block for a minute and we're going to do our side bends first. So have that elbow underneath that shoulder. So that's directly underneath there. Hand pointing forwards. My hips, my knees just slightly bent there. So remember we're trying to come back up into that diagonal as we did before. Hand just resting on the top. So we take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift up that hip, reaching over, breath in to hold. As you breathe out, coming back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up that hip, reach over with that arm, breath in to hold here. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach over, breath in. As you breathe out, lowering back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reaching over. Breath in to hold here, and then as you breathe out, lowering back down. Very good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching over, breath in to hold. As you breathe out, lowering back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, reaching over, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Now, on this next one, if you can, only if you can, we're going to add those hip dips in. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, lifting over. Hold this position and we're going to drop that hip down and lift up. So we're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up, breath in. As you breathe out, lowering down together. Well done. Okay, so let's come down onto our sides. We use that block again just to support our head here. So coming down onto that side, head just supported. We're going to start with our clam again. So knees bent up, hips stacked on top of each other. Those feet and hips roughly in that line. Imagine that imaginary walls behind you. We're not going to let them roll back. So keeping those hips stacked, we take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift up that top knee, lower back down. So we're opening out, lifting and lowering through that top knee. We want to feel it in that back pocket side area, remember, getting those glutes working. If you don't, just bend or straighten your legs a little bit more just to get that in that right place. For some people, they need their legs a little bit straighter or bent. So just lifting and lowering. Still keeping those hips staying stacked on top of each other. That core's gently engaged. Well done. Lifting and lowering from there. Very good. Okay, so if that feels comfortable, we can then lift our feet up into that level 2. Feet lifted, we lift up and lower again from there. Good. Still keeping those hips stacked as we lift and lower. Opening out. Still kicking it in those glute muscles. Well done. Keeping those hips stacked. Lovely. Now if that's comfortable here, then we can raise those feet up again, keep those knees raised, and we're going to stretch and tap for 8 here. So we go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower the knee down, lower those feet down, and then we're going to lift and lower that top knee again from here. So still keeping those hips stacked, we're lifting and lowering through that top knee. Imagine that wall there still, not letting those hips roll back. Don't want to cheat to make it easier for ourselves. Keep those hips stacked, lifting and lowering. Well done. Last few here. Good. And one more. And then lower back down. Well done. Drop that knee in front, give that muscle a little rub, have a little stretch out there. So while we're stretching this top leg, we can just lengthen through that lower leg and do a few little pulses of that inner thigh. Still keeping that core engaged, that upper body relaxed. We're just pulsing through that lower leg here. So breathing in and out as we're holding this stretch. Good. Pulsing here. Just engaging that inner thigh. Core still engaged, upper body relaxed. Well done. Good. Last few. Breath in and out. And again, breath in and out. And one more breath in and out. And then lower that leg down. Well done. So we're going to bring both legs out straight now, just like we did before. Those feet are just slightly in front of me, so those hips are very slightly stacked here. Hips staying stacked on top of each other. We're going to start by lifting this top leg just to that hip height and then lower back down. So lifting that top leg to hip height and then lower. Good. So lifting and lowering from there. So remember, you just want to go to that hip height level and then lower. If that's comfortable, then we can lift up that lower leg to join, lower them down together. You might want that hand in front for a little bit of balance, but try not to push through that hand too much. So just fingertips resting, a little bit of balance there. So top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower them down together. Keep that core engaged, lower down together. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. Hand in front for a little bit of balance if you need to. Just try not to brace through those shoulders. If you don't need your hand there, just rest it on your side, keeping those hips stacked. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower them down together. If you need to, if it feels too much, just lift that top leg again, just on its own, and bring that lower leg back in if you can. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. And lower down. A few more here. And lower down together. Well done. Lift up and lower. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. One more time here. Good. And then lowering down. Well done. Bend those knees up. Just have a rest there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come round onto our backs now, just to continue from here. So come down onto your back. We're going to just start by having those feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just to begin with, just tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just to make sure we're in that nice neutral position from here. That core's just gently engaged. Good. Ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start by just bringing both legs, if you can, up into that tabletop position. We take a breath in here. As you breathe out, we're going to reach one leg away and then fold it back. So we're going into a one leg stretch. Good. So we're reaching away and folding back. Breathing out as you reach the leg away, breathing in as you fold back. So we're reaching for that opposite wall, folding back, reaching away and fold back from here. Good. If that feels too much with both legs, you can go back to a single leg and then alternate sides. That's more comfortable. If you can, we're going to go straight into that double tabletop. Now remember, making sure that tummy's staying flat, you're not letting that back arch as you lengthen the leg away. So that's what we're watching for. So if you start to feel your back is arching or your tummy's really bracing, then just come back to that single leg and then you can always re-go into that double tabletop. But we just want to make sure we're working the right muscles here, really controlling through that core as we lengthen the leg away, folding back. Breathing out as we lengthen away, breathing in as we fold back. Good. Breathing out, breathing as you fold back. Lovely. Breathing out, breathing in. Lovely. So keep going here, alternating sides, lengthening the leg away, folding back, lengthening away and folding back. Good. Folding back, lengthening, folding back. Lovely. Reaching away and folding back. Now, if you can on this next one, we're going to lift up, put one hand onto the knee here, and we're going to hold this abdo prep position. We're going to go a little bit quicker. So we breathe in and out. So breathe in for 2 and out for 2. So breathing those abdominals a little bit here as well. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. Good, and out. If that feels too much, just lower the head and go back to that double tabletop or even the single if that's what you need to do. Breathing in and out. Good, breathing in and out. Good, last few here. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good, and coming back, lower that head back down and lower those legs one at a time. Well done, very good. Okay, so we're going to still keep our feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Arms relaxed down by your side. We're going to go up into a bridge from here. So make sure your feet aren't too far away from you, so just tucked up towards your bottom. We'll take a breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles, lifting up into this bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, walk that spine gently back down onto the mat. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good, now on this next one, if you feel comfortable, we can lift up into that bridge, lengthen one leg, lower back down, and then lowering that spine. If that's comfortable there, we can lift up into that bridge again. We can extend a leg, keep lifted, extend the opposite leg, and then lower back down. So just pick what option is comfortable for you, either just lifting and lowering, extending just one leg and lowering in between, or doing both and then lowering. So pick what's comfortable. If you add that leg movement in, just watching for that pelvis staying level. So as we come up, we don't want to let our bottom dip. So that's what we're looking for, keeping that pelvis level and then lowering down. So sometimes just popping your fingers on those hip bones can just feel if that's staying level. Just watching if you're getting a real dip on one side. We're just got to work on that strength of those glutes. Well done. So keeping that core engaged, peeling up into that bridge, lengthening, and the opposite side, and then slowly lowering back down. Good. Just do a few more here, tucking that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles, lifting up into that bridge, keep that pelvis level, lengthen the leg, And the opposite leg. And lowering down, good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, use those bottom muscles, peeling that spine slowly off the mat. Reaching away. And again. And then slowly lowering back down. Fantastic. Let's do one more here. Tucking that pelvis under. Use those bottom muscles coming up into that bridge. Keeping that pelvis level. Lengthening the leg. Then the opposite leg. And then slowly walking that spine gently back down from there. Well done. Let's bring those knees in and have a hug and just stretch out that spine here. So just breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. Breath in. As you breathe out, just relaxing down into that stretch. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, just relaxing down into that from there. Good. And again, breath in. And as you breathe out, just sinking down. Well done. Okay, so let's just lower those legs down one at a time, coming back to that start position from here. So we're going to go through a one-leg circle now. So really focusing on the stability around through that pelvis and also a bit of hip mobility here as well. So we're going to bring one leg up into tabletop. From here, if you can, we're going to lengthen through the leg. Now we're going to either stay with this level, or if you can, we can lengthen through the opposite leg. So just do what feels comfortable here. And then we're going to come round in a circle, drawing that circle with those toes on the ceiling, coming around and back from here. Good. Now keeping that pelvis level, those hip bones pointing up towards the ceiling, so you're not feeling like too much rolling or rotating. If you are, make that circle a little bit smaller. So coming around and back here. If that feels too much with that leg straight, then just bring that knee back up again. Okay, let's change direction of that circle, coming around, circling through here, kind of stretches out through those hip flexors as well, which can be quite nice. Breathing it in and out, not holding your breath here, just circling around. Well done, last few. Controlling that movement, controlling what's happening. Keeping that pelvis level, not too much movement from there. Coming back to that center and lower that leg back down. And then fold the opposite leg back in. Very good, well done. Okay, so from here we do the same again. So bring the opposite leg up into tabletop. From here, if you can, we're going to straighten that leg. Either stay with the knee bent, or you can straighten the opposite leg. And we're going to come round in that circle from here. So moving around in that circle, keeping this pelvis nice and level. If you're feeling too much rotation or movement from there, make that circle a little bit smaller. So we're just going as big as we can control here. Still breathing in and out, not holding your breath. Moving through, keeping that stability through that pelvis. Good. Very good. And then let's change direction. Coming around opposite way with that circle. Very good. Coming around and back. Lovely. Very good. Good. And then we're going to come back into that center, lower that leg back down, and then fold the other leg back up. Very good. Well done. Okay, so from here, we're going to just work a little bit more through those hips as our scissors movement. Really think about keeping this core engaged, so we're keeping that pelvis in that neutral position, that tummy flat with this exercise. So again, we're going to float both legs up into double tabletop from here if you can. And then we're going to drop one foot down and lift back up. So we're aiming to keep this knee at this 90-degree angle as we tap the foot down and back up. Watch for this knee bending like this, okay? So that's often our way of cheating a little bit. So try and keep that knee at that 90-degree angle as you tap down, lift up. If that feels too much with that double tabletop, just come back to this single leg and then opposite leg. So alternating sides here. So just pick what's comfortable. If you can double tabletop, tapping that foot down. That really challenges this core, challenges those lower abdominals here. If you start to feel your back arching or your tummy doming, just come down to that single level, single leg, and then you can come back into that double leg. But we want to make sure we're still maintaining that correct position of that pelvis and that lower back. So if we're losing that, it's better to come out, reset, come back again. Good. So breathing out as we lower the leg, breathing in as you come back. Good. Dropping down, lifting up. Well done. Dropping down, lift up. Excellent. So tapping, tapping here. Good. Well done. Tapping. Now, if you want to, for the last few, we can go a little bit faster and we tap, tap. So it's a little bit faster movement, breathing in for 2 and out for 2. Breathing in and out. Good, breathing in and out from here. Good, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good, last few. Tapping, tapping if you can, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good, well done. And one more breath in and out. Back to that centre. Lower those legs down one at a time. Let's bring those knees in, have a little quick hug and stretch that out. Well done. Good. So breath in and out here. On that out breath, just sink down a little bit further if you can into that stretch. Well done. Breath in and out and relaxing down. So let's lower those legs down one at a time, coming back to that start position. Just going to stretch out now, arms down by your side or out to the side of you. We're going to drop those knees over to one side, turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those toe muscles to come back up and then over to that opposite side. So we're just opening out side to side from here, dropping over, dropping those knees over, turning that head, just enjoying that stretch, opening out through that spine, dropping down, going back up. Then over to that opposite side. Okay, dropping those knees over, turning that head, going back up, and then over to that opposite side. So just rotating side to side from here, opening out through that back, dropping down, coming back up, lovely, and again dropping down, and back up. Just giving that spine a nice stretch there. Still using those toe muscles to bring those knees back up to that centre and over to that opposite side. Good, just a few more here. And back up, well done. Dropping over, reaching those knees over. Coming back up and over to that opposite side. Lovely, one more each side, drop those knees over, coming back up and over to that opposite side. Lovely, and then bring those arms back down by your side, fantastic. Okay, so let's just start by stretching out through our legs. We're going to stretch our bottom muscles. So I'm going to put one foot onto the opposite knee here. Allow this leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. Then holding this stretch here. So we're going to breathe in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch, just that little bit further if you can. Breath in. And as you breathe out, relaxing down into that stretch. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down. And again, breath in. And out. Relaxing into that stretch on that out breath. Just that little bit further if you can. Well done. Good. Holding that stretch. And one more breath in and out here, sinking down, lovely. And then just lowering those legs back down. Do the same on the other side, opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow the leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we can bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. And then we're going to hold this stretch here. So breathe in and out. On that out breath, if you can, relax down into that stretch, a little bit further if you can. And we're holding this here. So breathing in and out on that out breath, just dropping into that stretch that little bit further if you can. Well done. Breath in and out, sinking down. Good. And again, breath in and out, relaxing down. Well done. No tension in that upper body, just relaxing from there. Well done. Breath in and out again. Lovely. And then just lowering that leg back down. And then we're going to stretch out through our hamstrings now. So knee up to the ceiling. We're going to lengthen through the back of the leg. Just holding that leg there to support that position. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Just go to where it's comfortable. Don't overstretch that movement. Just come to where you feel the stretch down the back of the leg. And we're going to breathe in and out here while we're holding this position. toes pointing up to the ceiling. And then if you can, we're going to just change the stretch gently and just add pointing and flexing of that ankle. So just changing that movement slightly, pointing and flexing through the ankle. Good. Pointing and flexing, moving gently through the movement there. Good. And then holding that stretch again, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Still breathing in and out, no tension in that upper body. Well done. And then just lower that leg back down, excellent. And then we do the same on the other side, knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Use your hand to support the leg there. Holding that stretch. Don't overstretch it again, just go to where you're comfortable. Just feel that lengthening through the back, and on that out breath, if you can sink into that a little bit further if you're able to. Well done, breath in and out. Good. Holding that stretch, well done. Breathing in and out from there. And we'll change it slightly, just for pointing and flexing through that ankle. Just moving gently through there. Well done. And then just going to point those toes back up to the ceiling again, lengthen through the back of the leg, holding that there. No tension in that upper body, I'm still just lengthening through the back of the leg. And then we're going to lower that leg back down, well done. So we're going to come round and up into sitting, and we're going to finish with some gentle stretches here. So just sitting on the mat however you're comfortable, legs out straight or just legs crossed, however you feel comfortable. Hands just resting on the knees there. We're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to reach our hands up towards the ceiling and then lower back down. Good, and again, reaching up and lowering down. Good, so just opening out through that chest and lowering down. On this next one, we're going to reach up, then bring our hands behind our head, drop down into a side bend, back up. Opposite side, back, and reaching up, lower those arms down, good, and again, reaching up, drop those hands behind your head, drop down, back up, opposite side, and back, reaching up, lower those arms down, lovely, one more time here, reaching up, hands behind your head, drop down, and back, down again, back up, reaching up and lower back down, well done. Then we'll drop one hand down to the side and we're going to reach over into that mermaid, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, back to that centre. And again, reaching over to that opposite side, breath in. And as you breathe out, back to that centre. One more time each side, reaching over, lengthen through that side, back to the centre. Opposite side, reaching over and back. And then relax those shoulders. Fantastic. Well, it's been a tough class. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next time.